52.92, a new high school national record. Back to back to back to back state champions.
NET Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, is live from Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2021 NSAA Boys Basketball Championships. And we kick off our day-long coverage this morning in Class D1, where the Howells-Dodge Jaguars are taking on the Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family Bulldogs. And good morning, everyone. Great to have you with us. I'm Larry Putney, along with Andy Markowski. Andy Kendi will be joining us momentarily. We have a day-long coverage for you right here on NET. We'll crown 6 champions by the time the day is over, sometime around 11 o'clock tonight. Let's take a look at what the full schedule looks like. Of course, we're beginning in D1 this morning with Howells-Dodge taking on Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family. Then in C1, Adams Central and Auburn. That's the end of our first session. They've broken up into 3 sessions this year, trying to be socially responsible and distanced. That second session is Class B and D2, and then we'll close it out with what we expect to be a terrific game in Class A between Bellevue West and Millard North, and then finish it up in C2 with UTAN and GICC. Let's get it started here this morning in Class D1, and Andy, let's take a look at Howells-Dodge, the Jaguars, coming in at 20-8.
Yeah, you see Blake Sindler, they're a 6'2 junior, averaging 19 a game, has had a great state tournament, 30 points in the first round, and then 31 in the semifinal upset of number 1 and undefeated Burwell. He's also got a school record 40 points, and that was to beat BRLD in a double overtime game to break their 55-game winning streak. So look for him to have a big night tonight.
Calling Blake buckets. Let's take a look at Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family. They've got a couple of scores, dynamic twins.
Yeah, certainly both are very dynamic scorers. 6'5" Jason is averaging 16 points a game, and then his brother 6'5" Jacob is averaging 13 points a game. They've battled some adversity. Jacob hurt his knee late in the year. They actually lost a sub-district game to Howells-Dodge, so this is kind of the rubber match. They've played 3 times with both teams splitting. They've been really good defensively so far in the state tournament, only giving up 40 points a game.
Kicking off our day-long coverage here on NET in Class D1. State title on the line as the 2nd seed Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family Bulldogs taking on the 4th seed Howells-Dodge Jaguars.
It may be small, but this little bean fuels power. It powers a food industry as a source of protein. It's a fuel that powers diesel engines while reducing emissions. It powers a state economy and bottom lines, and it powers the rest of the world as a Nebraska export. Yeah, it may be small, but we're finding more ways for this little bean to power Nebraska.
All this grass, all this mulch, all these projects to do. They all get done with the Kubota BX Series tractor. The Kubota BX Series. Kubota is a proud sponsor of Nebraska high school sports on NET. It's the crack of dawn, but it's never too early to get ready for hunting season. Acceleration, handling, and cargo room for work. The Kubota Sidekick. For more information and participating Nebraska Kubota dealers, KubotaNEsports.com.
Welcome back to Lincoln, Nebraska. Call it Breakfast with Champions, the first of 6 title games on Championship Saturday here on NET. Hello again, everybody. I'm Andy Kendi. I'll be bringing you the stories from the sidelines. We're getting you set for the Class D1 State Championship game. The Howells-Dodge Jaguars taking on the Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family Bulldogs. And for the pregame festivities, let's send it across the court to Mr. Drew Denker.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America as John Greisen from Lincoln Southwest High School sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association and its member schools, welcome to the 2021 NSAA Boys State Basketball Championships. The NSAA is proud to recognize its premier corporate partners: U.S. Bank, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, the Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association, Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, and CHI Health St. Elizabeth. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pinnacle Bank Arena for this morning's Class D1 State Championship matchup featuring the Jaguars of Howells-Dodge and the Bulldogs of Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family. It's now time for the introduction of the players and coaches. First, the non-starters for Howells-Dodge. Number 4, Aiden Meyer. Number 10, Oscar Dominguez. Number 14, Gavin Nelson. Number 20, Britton Sindelar. Number 21, Colton Clausen. Number 30, Kellen Fiala. Number 32, Connor Kreichmeyer. Number 42, Caleb Perrin. And number 44, Nathan Hageman. And now let's meet the non-starters for HLHF. Number 3, Easton Baumgart. Number 4, Aiden Veit. Number 10, Kyle Preister. Number 13, Alex Shemek. Number 15, Sage Frondorfer. Number 21, Paxton Bertrand. Number 23, Zach Pfeiffer. Number 30, Ashton Sims. And number 34, Dawson Freudenberg. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineup for the Howells-Dodge Jaguars. A 6'2" sophomore, number 3, Lance Brester. A 6' senior, number 12, Jacob Tomshock. A 6'1" junior, number 22, RJ Byer. A 6'2" junior, number 23, Blake Sindelar. And a 5'11" sophomore, number 24, Andy Dominguez. The assistant coaches are Jordan Brabitz and Brian Rushek. And the head coach of the Jaguars is Kevin Janata. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineup for the Bulldogs of HLHF. A 5'9" junior, number 2, Jet Spear. A 6' junior, number 12, Cooper Ballard. A 6'5" junior, number 22, Jason Suits. A 6'5" junior, number 24, Jacob Suits. And a 6'3" junior, number 32, Ethan Keller. The assistant coaches are Tom Meyer and Travis Friesen, and the head coach of the Bulldogs is Joe Hesse. The officials for this morning's contest are Shannon Pogendorf, Tyler Daly, and Jason Pirzina, and the bench official is Andrew Carlson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's play state championship basketball!
Here we go, ready for state championship basketball. We begin in D1, not far apart are Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family, and Howells-Dodge. These two schools have played twice already this season, ready for the rubber match here on the hardwood at Pinnacle Bank Arena. How did they get here? Well, Howells-Dodge with wins over Walton Hill and Burwell, and Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family knocked off Southern Valley and North Platte St. Pat's. Really both teams in convincing fashion. So it should be a good one here. 20-8 Howells-Dodge and 22-5 Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family. Keys to this game, Andy?
Well, Howells-Dodge is averaging 72 points so far in the state tournament in their 2 wins, whereas Humphrey and Lindsay Holy Family has given up 40. So we'll see which one gives this morning.
These are a couple of teams that are used to getting after it on the defensive end as well. Nearly a turnover here early by Suits, and then it is a turnover. Rebound is off, but into the hands of Blake Sindelar. Sindelar has been dynamic down here at state, as Andy mentioned, off the top. Second shot is off as well. But both of these teams defensively holding opponents to right around 42, 43 points per game during the year. We'll see how that plays out here at PBA this morning. And a second touch and second turnover early on here for the Bulldogs.
And certainly you're seeing some nerves. Normally this is the first time D1 plays in Pinnacle Bank with the new format, though. This is their second game inside of PBA, so hopefully that allows them just better sight lines, certainly the out-of-bounds lines, the depth of the basket. I think the girls tournament produced really good games on Saturday. I expect to see the same thing today.
Good kick out. Off glass, not there. The rebound put back up, and Sindelar's first few shots just rolling out.
Both teams starting to man-to-man.
Good drive by Jacob Suits, and Suits with the lay-in. Two-time All-Stater.
You see the versatility of the Suits brothers. They are able to kind of go 3 out, 2 in with a high-low. Having 2 6'5" post players makes it a very effective offense.
Jason Suits backs it up. Jason and Jacob both down here 2 years ago in 2019 when they won the state title, along with their brother Tyler, who played on the team at that point. They were both freshmen in that championship game. Now, fast forward 2 years, down here as juniors, both averaging in double digits. Jason 16.2, Jacob 13 a game.
You see Humphrey playing a kind of a modified, it's like almost like a 3-2. Keeping Jason on the point of the 3-2 to give it some length.
Sindelar with the bucket and the foul. Opportunity for an early 3-point play for the Jaguars.
It's a 3-2. It's nice to be able to attack the baseline when there's only 2 defenders. Nice pull up by Sindelar before he gets to the bottom post defender.
Completes the 3-point play. Again, you mentioned it, 61 points through 2 games down here at state, and now another turnover. Sindelar again right along the baseline. A nice running jumper. He is a dynamic scorer for the Jaguars.
And the semis, he was really able to get to the rim against Burwell and make layups. There you see his mid-range game. Both of those are very difficult pull-up shots along the baseline.
Tom shot with the steal and then turns it over. Drug the back foot. There's the head coach of Howells-Dodge, Kevin Janata. 3rd year on the bench for this combo of Howells and Dodge, 50 and 29 in his career. Spent 4 years coaching at Plainview prior to going to Howells-Dodge. They won a state championship, but it was back in 2013, their only other trip here into the finals.
Still staying in a 3 out, 2 in.
Spear down low to Keller. Keller with a strong move. Ethan Keller averages 11 a game. He's a 6'3", primarily post player for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're keeping him locked into the block. The Suits brothers kind of play in the high post area.
Good rebound by Dominguez.
That's his 7th turnover so far in 4 minutes in the first quarter. So certainly you see some nerves, but some jitters. We talked about defensively, both teams only giving up 40 points, very active.
That's a great move down low. Spin by Keller, puts it off glass.
And that's where Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family creates some mismatches. They start the Suits brothers at 6'5", so you really can't give all your length defenders and size to them because 32 Keller does such a great job with his back to the basket, so sometimes he gets the smaller matchup where he's able to take advantage of that on the block.
Early on, Ethan Keller's been big down low for Lindsay Holy Family Bulldogs. 2 moves, 4 points early, and they lead up by 1 here in Lincoln.
Sometimes you just have to be a little stronger, go a little farther, be a little tougher. This past year was a test to see if we could step up and weather the storm together. We are committed to push a little harder, go a little farther, lean into the challenge, and be tougher together. Aurora and you.
Jan and Anna Dvorak homesteaded in Nebraska's grassy wilderness. 48 years before Nebraska's first high school wrestling championships, 31 years before Nebraska's first high school basketball championships. Since the dawn of sport in Nebraska, our ranch and farm families have been there. Dvorak Brothers Ranch's Red Angus recognizes this year's athletes, as well as the ranch and farm families whose contributions help make high school sports in Nebraska possible. Dvorak Brothers Ranch's Red Angus, 140 years Nebraskan.
Early on in the Class D1 championship game, Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family leads Howells-Dodge 6-5. It has been a year like no other. 1 year ago, the world was just beginning to shut down on the beginnings of the worldwide pandemic. In last year's boys state championship game, if you remember, there were no fans. It was just limited to immediate family members. Well, this year's games, we are getting closer and closer to normal. Pinnacle Bank Arena is capped at 6,100 fans. As you can see, there's shrink wrap surrounding some seats and some rows, and there are no school bands, but cheerleaders are allowed, fans are allowed, and guys, the buses left about 6:30 this morning from the Holy Family Humphrey area, Lindsay Holy Family Humphrey area, and they are charged up even though it's just minutes after 9.
Expect a great day, long coverage here from you, Andy. Roaming the sidelines. I just remember last year's, shot of Andy all alone in the stands. And to see fans actually here at Pinnacle Bank Arena is such a welcome sight. I know it's capped at 6,100, and that certainly will hinder the attendance tonight in Class A, which I would imagine that might have been almost sold out for that game.
Yeah, I think last night's session sold out. According to NSAA, I would be surprised if it doesn't sell out tonight.
3 on the way from Nelson, and Gavin Nelson, who averages 3 a game with the 3-pointer.
Yeah, Humphrey was in a 2-3 there, and certainly the wing area against a 2-3 zone is kind of a less coverage area. Nice job stepping up, making the 3.
Foul called on Lance Brester, a sophomore. He usually draws the most difficult assignment defensively for Howells-Dodge. And he's been put on Jason Suits.
There you see Suits' versatility, able to go in and post, can go outside and drive or step out and shoot the 3.
Joe Hess, head coach of that co-op with Lindsay Holy Family. Humphrey in his 3rd year. Congratulations to Joe and his wife Jenna. They're expecting their 3rd daughter in April. Three on the way is off. The rebound into the hands of Jacob Suits. Good drive in the left hand, follows his own shot and gets called for over the back. So Jacob Suits off the miss, a little too aggressive. Picks up his first personal foul.
A nice job driving the baseline. I thought he got hit on the elbow right there. Kind of pretty good strength to get through, and then just too aggressive trying to get his miss. And he was actually in foul trouble in the first half yesterday. They were down at halftime, but came back and really had a terrific second half.
Putback is not there from Frondoffer. Here is Sindelar.
A really good pull-up again. The 2-3 zone's kind of keeping Sindelar away from getting to the rim, but that's his third pull-up from around that 12 to 15-foot range. Nice rhythm there, good rotation.
7 points early for Sindelar to lead the way for Howells-Dodge. They have a 3-point advantage. Here's the drive by Preister, and Preister with the right hand just rolls out. Sindelar again, pushed off his spot, kicks it back to the open Tomczak. Jacob Tomczak. Down low, good strong move by Jacob Suits.
Yeah, nice. They kind of inverted their offense. They moved Keller out, and then they feel like they have a nice matchup for Suits to post. Took advantage of it. Both teams are kind of settling in offensively.
Rebound off the fingertips of Jacob Suits, but tipped out by Howells-Dodge.
Back into the Bulldogs, number 2, Jeff Spear.
Howells and Dodge made their first trip as a co-op school down here to state in 2013. They made it in back-to-back years in 13-14. And then we mentioned in 2019 when they went on to win that school's first title. This is just their second trip into the championship game. But if you look at the two schools separately, at the buzzer, the shot is rattles off. 13-9 here early on, first quarter between Howells-Dodge and Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family. The Jaguars with the 4-point lead.
This is Emma. She cares about her kids and our environment. And this is Nate. He loves his car and loves to drive. They both fill up with Unleaded 88. Emma knows Unleaded 88 reduces emissions from her vehicle. Nate knows Unleaded 88 is approved for his engine and provides high-octane performance. They may think about fuel in different ways, but the fuel of choice for both Emma and Nate is Unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind.
Electricity. It makes life easier, more productive, brighter, possible. Yet we only think about it when we don't have it. The next time you're doing, well, anything, think about how electricity makes it all possible. And know we will be there, powering your everyday, every day.
Well, you can watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Download the free NET Nebraska app. You can watch college player profiles. We have full-length episodes of Big Red Wrap-Up, live web streams. Just search for netnebraska.org/apps or search for NET Nebraska in the App Store, or you can download it. This is Joe Hess, third year on the bench. Champs 2 years ago in 2019. They were down here in 2020, made it to the third place game after losing to Southern Valley in the semifinals, 47-39. Then knocked off North Platte St. Pat's in the third place game. And that's the same team that they beat yesterday in the earlier this week in the semifinals, 52-39 to make it here into the finals.
Yeah, Howells-Dodge, was really active against the zone. Good 5 of 18 from the floor, but was able to get 7 offensive rebounds.
Timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout. Bulldogs.
So to avoid the travel and the turnover, they take the timeout. Let's step back and look at last year's Class D1 title game.
The Bears of Laurel Concord Coleridge face the Southern Valley Eagles for the 2020 Class D1 Boys Basketball State Championship. Laurel CC wasted no time as Ty Irwin nailed a three-pointer just 5 seconds into the game as his Bears were off to the races. The scoring spree continued as Laurel CC got off to an 18-2 run to start the second quarter. Noah Schuette's 25 points and Evan Heisch's 18 led the Bears to a big 76-31 win to give Laurel Concord Coleridge the Class D1 championship.
And this year we have Howells-Dodge and Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family, the Bulldogs and the Jaguars. Look at the numbers of Blake Sindelar, who's stepped up his per game average down here at state. 30 and 31 in the 2 games, averaged 19 and 8 boards during the regular season.
Yeah, I think he's was 23 points away from 1,000, so I'm pretty sure Coach Janata would like to see him reach 1,000 points today. That means he would have a pretty productive offensive game. The other thing I love about his dad, not only can he score 111 assists, so he's making a lot of plays for his team to help them win. See Humphrey and Lindsay Holy Family staying in it, 2-3, kind of extending it.
Stepped on the in line and the turnover for Howells-Dodge. That's going to be their 4th turnover here early in quarter number 2. Both teams with 4 turnovers now.
I thought Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family had done a nice job in the first quarter, kind of attacking those inside matchups. So far in the second quarter, kind of relying on the 3-point shot.
They started out shooting above 45%, and now suddenly their shooting percentage down around 28. Howells-Dodge extends that lead to 6, 15-9. Suits with the drive. Rebound into the hands of Jason Suits. Now the 3 on the way is off. Jags coming the other way. Sindelar into the traffic and paint. Doesn't get it to fall.
Yeah, nice job by Sindelar splitting the top 2 defenders. Couldn't get the roll. See moving.
Jacob with a nice spin move. Very good heavy contact in there, no foul called. That goes unanswered.
Coach Hess would like that possession, though, able to get the ball on the block, just couldn't get the roll to fall.
So the shooting percentage is trickling down here in quarter number 2. Both teams shooting under 27%, and they've had some good looks inside, Andy, just not finishing. Yeah, the Bulldogs started 3 of 5, and since then they are just 1 of 12 from the floor. But in that 1 of 12 stretch, they've had good looks.
Yeah, I really feel that HLF, that's a mouthful, Larry.
We'll call them the Bulldogs.
Have had a lot of shots in the paint, and if they keep going there, they'll start getting a few of those to drop.
There was another one that went front, back to the rim and out. Drive by Lance Brester. And now in transition, an open look. And again, the bunny doesn't go for Cooper Beller. Sindelar was out, stepped back in, touched the ball first.
Back into the Howells-Dodge lineup, number 12, Jacob Knopshock. Back in for HLHF, number 24, Jacob Hughes.
But this is where you got to really rely on your experience. Both teams have been to state, have veteran kids. You can't panic. 15-9. It's only a 6-point deficit for the Bulldogs.
Suits puts it on the floor, drives in, draws the foul, and he'll shoot a couple. Foul by Andy Dominguez. That's his first personal foul.
They're going to call that on the floor, so it'll be an inline out of bounds. This is an atypical year as well. They did a nice job guarding that inline out of bounds play. Both teams had a whole day, to prepare, which is, atypical from past years formats where you're going from a Friday right into a Saturday. So how much can you scout and prepare? Both these teams had, probably a full Friday practice, a walkthrough, which allows them to be able to defend some of the teams, not only their set plays but out of bounds plays.
Yeah, I think this format this year, Andy, would you agree, is going to initiate some debate and conversation among coaches? Is this a format they like, with every team getting at least a day off and keep the legs a bit fresher? I think we saw better state championship games last week because of it.
No, I agree, and the net is only one, right? You're just looking at the girls' state tournament, but certainly I think coaches would agree that having more time to prepare, more rest for your kids is an advantage that can lead to better basketball. Now the other external factors, the travel, the fans having to commit extra time and money, I think they're going to have to take that into consideration as well. But the court time and the level of in quality basketball, I do agree that it was better.
Lance Brester with the three-pointer from the corner, and the Jaguars open up that lead to 7.
Yeah, second three-pointer against the 2-3 zone.
Suits kicks it back up top. Here's Keller with it. Tries back to Suits, tipped away by Andy Dominguez. Saved in. Keeping the dribble here is Sindelar.
See, Sindelar wants to just go in transition. Puts his head down, able to attack.
Drives in. Back into the game now for the Jaguars is Gavin Nelson. And a timeout taken. 2:31 to go here in quarter number 2. Let's go over to Andy Kendi.
Howells-Dodge, the Jaguars honoring the late father of R.J. Byer. His dad, Ryan, passed away in January of 2020 from a rare form of brain cancer. R.J. went out then 3 days after his dad's passing and set a then program record 32 points against Plainview. And the family is providing warm-ups not only for boys basketball, but they also have links and connections to girls basketball and wrestling as well. There's a patch that honors Dad Ryan, who was lost at the age of 40, so a nice tribute there.
RJ's had a great state tournament down here. Thank you, Andy. 23 and 11, 44 points for Howells-Dodge. And lead it by 7 here with 2:31 to go in period number 2. Good time for you to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can add a comment or catch up on the latest Nebraska sports information. Be sure to like NET Sports and Big Red Wrap-Up and join in the conversation. While you're at it, you can follow Andy Kendi, Andy Markowski, and myself on Twitter as well. What's that, Andy? You were wondering? It's punt. You were curious.
Yeah, nice out of bounds play. You know, it's such an underrated aspect of basketball. I, almost feel it's like special teams in football. Teams that can take baskets away from teams on the inline out of bounds, or teams that can score. Such an advantage throughout the game.
Chard, the offensive foul called on Jacob Suits. That's his second personal foul. So he's got 2 here in the second. And we'll take a seat back into the game as Kyle Preister.
Yeah, nice job by Tomcat, rotating in, keeping his hands up. Really the key is, can you take it in the center of your chest? If you can do that, you're going to get the call more times than not.
Good pass down low. R.J. Byer cleans it up. Opportunity for a 3-point play for Byer.
Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family kind of extended the zone. Nice job of getting inside to the free throw line area to create a bounce pass to the back line of the zone defense. Nice little feature on Byer, and he delivers with a 3-point play to give the Jaguars a 12-point lead.
Dribbles out of the double team. Another good pass down low. And a foul is called on Ethan Keller. First on Keller.
His second personal foul. 15th foul of the half. Lance Rester at the line.
So they said it was on Spear. And that would be Spear's second personal. So Spear kicked that up, not Keller.
And back in for the Bulldogs, number 15, Sage Frondorfer.
Important stretch here for Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family. Down 13. A couple players with 2 fouls in foul trouble, minute and a half. Be nice to get a basket here.
In the middle of a 10-2 Howells-Dodge run.
Howells-Dodge staying in their man-to-man.
Suits, nice turnaround. Stroke from the free throw line for Jason Suits.
Yeah, important to take over right now for Jason. Brother on the bench with 2 fouls. Yeah, great job. Got a basket, then came back and got a stop. A little momentum here with another basket.
And the foul on Lance Brester. That will be Brester's second.
Howells-Dodge foul number 3, Lance Rester, his second personal foul. Team third. Jason Suits at the line, shooting 2.
Suits had 17 in the first round down here at State. Knocks down the free throw.
Back for the Jaguars, number 24, Andy Dominguez.
Dominguez back in now for the Jaguars. Both ends good for Jason Suits. With 40 seconds to go here before halftime. It looks like the Jaguars will be just looking for a last shot here. $11 to go now.
Put the ball back in Sinalo's hands.
A good strip there by Cooper Beller. And the other end, Beller gets it back. Did he get it off? He did not. Put back, did not get off in time. Wasn't good either way. 24-15 here at the half. The Jaguars on top. Howells-Dodge with that 9-point lead, led by the 9 from Sindelar here in the first half. Good balanced scoring as points on the board from all starters. Let's go down to Andy Kendi. He's with Coach.
Yeah, with head coach Kevin Janata, coach, that 9-0 run in the second quarter, really the difference in this game. What worked in that second quarter?
You know, the guys were just being a little impatient right away. We need to move the ball. We want them to attack that 2-3 zone, but we're holding it, we're standing, we're not attacking, and I think we did a better job of actually attacking, making them rotate.
What's the message to the kids knowing that you're 2 quarters away with a healthy lead?
You know, I don't feel comfortable at this point yet. I don't want the guys to feel comfortable. Hey, we got to keep playing our game. We got to keep being aggressive.
Well, good luck in the second half. Go Jaguars as they go into the locker room at halftime of the Class D1 state championship game. A 9-point lead over Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family.
Have you heard about FAFSA?
It's like a form you fill out.
Fill it out and you get money for college.
Easiest way to get money for college, hands down.
FAFSA. It's a life hack.
It's your way in.
So you want to help me pay for college? I'm down.
Heck yeah.
Definitely. How is this not trending on all the things?
It took me like 30 minutes to fill out.
So easy.
How much am I gonna get? This is a hidden gem.
Fill out your FAFSA.
FAFSA.
Drink water, buckle up, fill out your FAFSA.
Central Valley Ag, a cooperative serving customers and local farming communities in Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa. Embracing the cooperative spirit to deliver value to our members. Proud to say, we are CVA.
Coverage of the 2021 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, and Nebraska Kubota Dealers. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support.
Halftime here at the Class D1 State Championship game. Howells-Dodge leading Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family by 9, 24-15. Joining us at halftime is Jeff Stoss of the NSAA. He's in charge of a variety of things, but today we're going to talk swimming a little bit. We had a terrific swim meet a couple weeks ago at the Devaney Center, kind of a unique atmosphere, but really an outstanding and memorable weekend, was it not?
Yeah, it was a great 3 days of competition. We started off on Thursday with our diving championships. In our girls competition, Megan Carter won her 4th title. There's only a handful of people across the country that have done that, so congratulations to Megan. That runs in the family. There have been some champions in her family previously as well. And then Jonathan Brulette from North Platte won the boys diving competition. It's the first time since 1991 we've had anybody outside of the Lincoln or Omaha metro area that has won a championship in boys diving, so congratulations to Jonathan.
Very notable there. Notable for the girls, again, Omaha Marion dominating the competition on the girls' side, led by JoJo Ramby. Fantastic showing by Marion.
Yeah, Marion won their 2nd consecutive title. They kind of ran away a little bit with the team awards, but they put together a really strong team. Coach BJ Christensen had a great meet, and it was a good 2 days of competition for the swim on the girls' side with Marion coming out on top.
And what an effort on the boys' side with Lincoln Southwest ending Creighton Prep's run. What a fantastic showing by them.
Yeah, Creighton Prep 14 years in a row. They had won the boys' side for the team standings in swimming, and I think that sits about 12th nationally for consecutive championships. But what a meet from Lincoln Southwest. The Silverhawks came down to the last relay, and they pulled it out, narrow margin, and congratulations to them on unseating Creighton Prep this year.
Yeah, I want to say it's the longest streak in any sport, and that comes to an end, but what a terrific run, and they were right there until the end. Hey, challenging year for you. You're also in charge of all of us media types. How has that been difficult to navigate, I'm sure, and definitely a challenge to try to institute protocols amidst the pandemic?
Well, first of all, it's been great to work with everybody. You know, we're lucky in Nebraska that we have high school activities for everybody to cover right now, and that's been a positive, not only for you guys, but also for our young kids especially, so we're happy about that. You know, in Nebraska, we have a unique problem in that we have so many folks that want to cover our activities. That's not the case nationally. There are a lot of states that struggle to find people to cover high school activities, and we don't have that issue here in Nebraska. It has been a challenge, you know, when you have physical distancing and things that you have to take into account. We don't have as much room, and because of everybody that wants to be here, it creates some issues, but everybody's been really good at adapting to the new protocols that we have to have in place, and it's been a good year so far, media-wise.
And we're not done in the winter season because speech is next week, correct?
Correct, yes. We have state speech on Thursday and Friday out in Kearney. Classes B, C1, C2, D1, and D2 will be out there on Thursday and Friday, and then Class A will actually compete virtually on Saturday. We put out a survey to all of our schools, and it came back overwhelmingly that that's what everybody wanted to do. So a little bit different this year, but obviously we're trying to do the best that we can for our member schools and our kids, and we'll keep working through it, and it'll give everybody an opportunity to compete.
Jeff, thanks for your time. Jeff Stosso, the NCAA, the NSAA. He is in charge of a variety of events. We're at halftime at D1. We'll have more halftime festivities after this.
We define the paths. You define the future. Wayne State College, where opportunities today prepare you to lead tomorrow. Get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
At Heartland Lutheran, you will achieve.
Achieve.
You will collaborate.
You will serve.
You will be engaged.
Be welcomed. Explore.
Be creative. Go beyond.
You will lead.
You will lead.
You will learn.
You will belong.
You'll be home.
You will be home.
We are Heartland Lutheran.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions.
All right, it's time to talk about us. Not him, not her, not them. Us. Thanks to us, things have been great. In fact, you can find us just about everywhere. Your food, that's us. Your food's food, that's us too. Your fuel, that's us. And should anyone out there happen to doubt us, by all means, just watch us.
Back at halftime here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, 24-15. Howells-Dodge with the lead at half of this Class D1 state championship. We have highlights from first half action. Begin with the Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family Bulldogs, and Andy, all of their points coming in the paint.
Yeah, you see Ethan Keller with a nice drop step there. Had 4, early points and really didn't get going again in the second quarter. So maybe look for that as being a halftime adjustment. There you see Jason Suits, the nice pull-up jump shot from the free throw line. For Howells-Dodge, there's their go-to. Andy Sindelard with a nice pull-up there. And then you see the runner from Blake Sindelard. Led them in scoring with 9 points, but overall, you have to feel pretty good. Humphrey Lindsay family held him to 4-14, so they had to work to get those points. And there you see a nice play for 2 of their 3 three-pointers. That was really the difference of the half. They're 3 of 8 from the three-point line, Howells-Dodge is, and that leads them to their 9-point lead.
Yeah, they've outscored Lindsay Holy Family by, I guess it'd be 9 at the three-point line.
Yeah, that's really so far the difference in the game. Both teams turned it over a lot in the first quarter. Only ended up with 6 each team. So they've settled in there. Yep. Howells-Dodge has been really active on the backboard. They've got 8 offensive rebounds, and that's led to 8 points as well. So really, the three-point line and those offensive rebounds have been the difference with the 24-15 lead for Howells-Dodge.
Andy is with Coach.
With head coach Joe Hesse. Coach, you didn't really shoot it well like you normally do. How do you settle your kids down?
You know, we just talked a little bit more about actually getting to the hoop and finishing at the hoop. We're kind of settling for some jumpers, and you know, they're letting contact go. It's state basketball. You know, we're getting bumped and we're just not finishing at the rim. We talked about just finishing those shots at the rim. Defensively, we're doing a good job. You know, I saw the stat up there. Blake's averaging 30-some points a game down here, and the defense is doing the job. We just got to finish our offensive possessions.
Yeah, how do you keep your kids' confidence up?
Just keep building them up, man. That's sometimes, you know, we went the whole year without cheerleaders, so sometimes I became our head cheerleader, and you know, just I love them. They do such a great job. Try to give them all the confidence I can.
Well, plenty of basketball to be played. You still have a 9-point deficit, but you can make it happen in the second half as Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family trails Howells-Dodge by 9 in the Class D1 state championship. Second half straight ahead.
Sports fans, seasons change with new teams, new players, and new excitement. Just minutes from state championship venues, Sarpy County has year-round family fun, shopping, restaurants, and more than 2,000 hotel rooms. Your visitor's guide from GoSarpy.com helps start new traditions when you, family, and friends visit eastern Nebraska. GoSarpy.com. So near, so fun.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by the Dr. Tom and Dorothy Hallstrom Inspire Nebraska Athletics Endowment.
Coverage of the 2021 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by Aurora Cooperative, Nebraska Corn Board, and Constellation Energy. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. 9-point advantage for the Jaguars of Howells-Dodge here at halftime as we get set for second half action. Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, our first state championship of the day. Along with Andy Markowski and Andy Kindy, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us all day long here on NET. Let's take a look at the two twins, Jason and Jacob Suits. And here, both 6'5", averaging in double digits, similar rebounds and assists. They were freshmen on that 2019 state championship team. Finished third last year and back here in the title game as juniors.
They're going to need their experience here and their talents. You know, surprisingly, it was 24-11 with about a minute 12. You had two starters on the bench with 2 fouls. And credit Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family. They went on a little 4-0 run. Had a chance at the buzzer to get another basket. That doesn't feel like a lot, but you know, 9 versus 13. Now you got your starters back on the floor, so that finish was really important to allow them to stay in this basketball game.
Jaguars picking up the pressure here early on in half number 2. Jumping passing lanes, tight man. Looks like Byer. What they're going to call it on Dominguez.
Yeah, it certainly was not vertical, even though he's was showing his hands. You can't lean in and take that space from an offensive player. Nice call. Been a physical half. As Coach Hesse alluded to, you know, you're going to allow some contact at this level. Kids got to learn how to finish through that contact.
And then the turnover on the Bulldogs. That is their 7th turnover of the game. Both teams about even in that category.
Yeah, we had 7 in the first 4 minutes of the first quarter, and then both teams have really kind of settled in. Not shooting a great percentage, but getting shots.
Either team shooting above 32. In fact, Howells-Dodge at 31, and the Bulldogs at 25%. And that's going to be tied up. Possession arrow will stay with the Jaguars.
Bulldogs are going to stay in their 2-3 zone. No adjustment there. Howells-Dodge started their opening possession on defense and man-to-man as well. So no adjustments on the defensive side at halftime.
Tom Schock out to Dominguez. A good pass. And a nice reverse lay-in by Lance Brester off a terrific dish from Sindelar. And then jump in the passing lane again is Brester, who's done a nice job defensively for a very defensive-minded Howells-Dodge squad.
Yeah, really nice vision by Sindelar. You know, offensively garners a lot of attention.
And Spear picks up his 3rd personal foul off of the steal by Tom Schock.
And you see, extended the man-to-man full court pressure, generated the turnover. As good as the end of the first half was for Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family, they did not get off to the start that they wanted in the 3rd quarter. Turned it over the first possession, and then gave up a basket, and now turned it over again. So certainly need to make a play to take that momentum back.
Frondhofer into the game now for the Bulldogs for Jet Spear, who again picked up foul number 3. This the largest lead of the game at 13 for Howells-Dodge. And defensively, they just continue to lock down. Double team into the paint. That's a nice dish to the open look for Keller. Keller cleans it up off the dish from Suits.
A nice drive by Jacob. Yeah, pretty good ball movement there. Got a little reversal. That might have been the easiest basket of the game.
And then the block by Jacob Suits. You know, Jacob averages 3 points fewer than his brother, but here at State, he's been terrific. He had 15 in the championship game back in 2019. In transition, nice defensive effort by Frondhofer to get back.
Good hustle. Threw it up, trying to save it, but went off the back of the backboard.
Little fist pump from R.J. Byer after the 15-footer.
Yeah, everybody talks about the mid-range game not existing anymore. Howells-Dodge, that's about their 4th or 5th 15-foot pull-up. So very tough shots, give them credit. A lot of skill level from their guards.
Drive by Jason Suits. That's off rebound to Dominguez. Bulldogs averaging on the year 61 a game. 3 is off. Dominguez ties it up along with Jacob Suits. Possession arrow will go to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs averaging 61 a game and 17 here midway through period number 3. Howells-Dodge allowing just 43 a game.
Yeah, that's not uncommon. I really feel defenses tend to win out, you know, at State. Both teams have been really good defensively. You know, with this being the 3rd game that these teams have played, both teams know each other pretty well. They kind of know each other's tendencies.
Tipped out, stays with Howells-Dodge. Yeah, we're going to see a team here next in Class C1 that is really known for its defense in Auburn.
It's that old offense. You know, does that win championships or defense? And I think over, you know, a course of 3 games in the state tournament format that, you know, the better defensive team tends to be able to win out.
We have a timeout after the tie-up, 30-19. Howells-Dodge leads it by 11.
If you or a loved one feels depressed or suicidal, don't be afraid to talk about your feelings. The Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services wants you to know that you are not alone and that Nebraska needs you.
Help, hope, and healing are available in the Heartland and are just a phone call or text away. Call 1-800-273-TALK or text HOME to 741-741.
This is Emma. She cares about her kids and our environment. And this is Nate. He loves his car and loves to drive. They both fill up with unleaded 88. Emma knows unleaded 88 reduces emissions from her vehicle. Nate knows unleaded 88 is approved for his engine and provides high-octane performance. They may think about fuel in different ways, but the fuel of choice for both Emma and Nate is unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Howells-Dodge up 11. One of the great things about the state tournaments every year is we can introduce you to some incredible individual stories about young kids overcoming adversity, and there's a couple of examples. Number 12 for Howells-Dodge, Jacob Tomshock, is blind in his left eye. It happened in a childhood accident, but he has a little peripheral vision, but other than that, he doesn't have much sight there. He's going to Wayne State. He wants to coach someday. He was a quarterback on the football team, just a terrific kid. Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family, number 2, Jet Spear. He's 100% deaf in one ear. Had chronic ear infections as a child, 7 to 8 surgeries before the age of 9. I talked to his mom, Jolene, who was just so proud of his young son who has the opportunity to reach a lifelong dream, and he's doing that here at the state basketball tournament in Lincoln.
A couple of great stories there, Andy.
Yeah, just need to see overcoming adversity. To not only be a part of the team, but be major contributors.
Yeah. His 3rd personal foul, team second.
Yeah, really important stretch here, I think. Trying to cut into this 11-point deficit.
Tipped away. Here's Sindelar with it. Sindelar will take it in and lay it in for the bucket.
That's what he does so well. He just, you know, really good athlete, gets the ball out in space, attacks the rim.
11 for Sindelar to lead all scorers. Great runner there by Cooper Beller. Beller now with his first 2. He's on the board. Nice pass by Sindelar. And the foul called to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's about the 3rd time Sindelar's been able to kind of get inside of that 2-3 zone. There you see, nice strip. Gets Howells-Dodge out in transition. You know, really good body control, not going to the rim, but kind of going away to avoid the charge.
Jacob Tomshock. And that is on the Bulldogs, number 10, Kyle Preister.
So Kyle Preister now into the game for Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family as Jacob Suits goes out with those 3 personal fouls. RJ Byers, free throw is good. And the lead's now at 12.
RJ now with 6 points.
Now we're down low, called for, didn't get it. Another good putback by Jacob Suits.
A nice job by getting good body position.
Timeout taken by Kevin Chinata. 2:38 to go here in period number 3. 10-point advantage for Howells-Dodge. They've held on to that lead that they built up at halftime. There's a look at the Howells-Dodge Jaguar fans. This combination of Howells and Dodge. Both schools had some success down here at State before the co-op started. Howells had been at State 20 times. They'd won 5 state championships. They lost in double overtime in the championship game back in 2012. And for Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family, head coach Joe Hesse, their 3rd appearance here in the finals. 2nd in the finals, and they won it back in 2019. Humphrey won a state championship in '87, and Lindsay, Holy Family had won a title in 2005. So a good example of these two schools co-opting and the collective better than they were individually. It's their 3rd trip down here. Long 3 on the way. Big shot by Jason Suits. And that's what they need to get going. Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family. That is their first 3-pointer in 6 attempts.
Yeah, really important shot. Cut it to 7. Keeps a little game pressure on Howells-Dodge.
Nice turnaround by Andy Dominguez. Better ball movement here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, good defense by Howells-Dodge. Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family staying patient.
Rebound controlled by Gavin Nelson. Sindelar the other way. Drives into traffic and turns it over. Percentages have ticked up just a bit, not significant, but both teams shooting above 33% now from the floor.
Yeah, 3rd quarter has been the best quarter for offense.
Long 3 off the back, the rebound to Jacob Suits, goes back up strong, puts it in.
A really nice athletic rebound, good body control on the finish.
Runner then drops it off. Open look at the 3. Gavin Nelson puts one in.
Howells-Dodge, they're not going to flinch. Dominguez gets a big bucket a couple possessions ago. And then Gavin Nelson with the big 3 to push the lead back to 10.
2nd 3-pointer for Nelson. He's 2 for 4 from 3-point range and has 6 points. Byer picks up his first personal. That will put Ethan Keller at the line.
The Jaguars number 21, and number 4, Aiden Meyer.
It's so sorry, Larry. It's so important for balance. At Howells-Dodge, I think that's their 8th player that's scored in the game. Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family's not quite the balance that Howells-Dodge has had this morning.
Rebound by Aiden Meyer, who's now into the game for the Jaguars. Colton Clausen also in there. Near turnover, but it will stay with Howells-Dodge. Big Sindelar back in. So Tom Chalk with it. And you would expect, as they did at the end of the first half, in this last 15 to hold for a final shot. Four, 3, 3-pointer on the way is off. No shot, and that's how the 3rd will end. So the Jaguars 10-point lead as we head to the final 8 minutes of play here in the D1 title game.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank, growing together.
Constellation is a natural gas supplier helping inspire young Nebraskans through hands-on learning. Constellation has given more than $290,000 to 4-H and FFA organizations across the state, helping support youth in your community with opportunities to achieve real-world success. Because we believe that powering communities means empowering our future leaders. With Constellation, a contribution to 4-H and FFA is in the stars.
Howells-Dodge with the lead. There's head coach Kevin Janata, 8 minutes away from winning this school's second ever state title. They won it back in 2013. This their fourth appearance overall. They were here in 2019 as well. They lost in the first round to Bancroft Rosalie Lions Decatur that year, 70-51. And here they are, 8 minutes away with the 10-point advantage.
Yeah, this group's done a really nice job. They, you kind of break the game up into parts, and certainly winning each quarter is important to the outcome. They've won the first quarter by 4, the second quarter by 5, and they actually won the third by 1, even though it was a little bit more high scoring for both teams.
R.J. Byer went up strong for the rebound, and Jacob Suits picks up foul number 4.
R.J. Byer, really nice job of going back up after his own miss. Sometimes that player knows when they're going to leave it short, so he was the first player back up off the floor.
So with those 4 fouls, Suits will stay in the game here. 7:24 to go.
Yeah, such a hard decision, but down 10, it's no reason to put him to the bench. My personal opinion, I think they need to move everything to 6 personal fouls. Takes a lot of pressure off of refs.
Yeah, when you played, you were a big advocate of 8, so yeah. I'm not sure.
I just, it's so punitive to have your best players, not on the court. Players have gotten bigger, more physical. I think it's something that's been discussed, but never, so far hasn't been changed.
Nice take, Jason Suits with the lay-in.
A good start to the fourth quarter. You get a stop. When you're able to get a basket, you just got to keep chipping away at this deficit. They're going to stay in a 2-3 zone.
Loose ball ends up in the hands of Tom Schott.
I'm a believer in game pressure. When you're up 8, 10, 12, it's pretty easy to take open shots. As the game gets a little closer, I think, that pressure starts to move into your opponent, especially in a state championship atmosphere.
Turned down low, Keller. Boy, nice move by Ethan Keller. Ethan Keller now with 8 points as they pulled it back to within 6, make it 10 for Keller. Both of the Suits twins and Keller all have 10.
You can just see the energies, back, just a little 4-0 run.
That's a travel, that back foot.
And that's the pressure. You start to feel teams get sped up.
And Kevin Giannata will take a timeout as here in the fourth, the Bulldogs making a bit of a run. Nice dip underneath, 10 for Ethan Keller. Let's go over to Andy Kendi.
Howells-Dodge could set a record for most water boys and student managers. They have 9 of them. They're led by Cole Byer and Axton Brabeck. Cole's a 6th grader, Axton's a 4th grader. And here's something that's pretty cool. 10 years ago when Howells was playing in the title game, one of the student managers / water boys that day was Blake Sindelar. And now Blake Sindelar is playing for a state championship. So the foundation is laid when these kids are very young, that their lifelong goal is to get on this floor.
Well, we see that so many times in the communities across Nebraska. The culture gets set. Winning breeds winning.
Yeah, it's just terrific. You know, NSAA does such a great job with the atmosphere and NET on TV. I mean, those are things that live with young athletes, and you know, that external motivation. It starts with an intrinsic will to be good, but that external energy and factor sometimes help drive that as well.
Inside, here's Suits, kicks it back out to his brother. Nice pass, but good recovery by Dominguez to tip it away. Tom Schock.
A great hustle by Dominguez. Probably saved the layup from the angle that I had.
And Dominguez, no problem taking the pressure shot. He's knocked it down.
And that short corner area against the 2-3, he's been open. Difficult shot, but Dominguez, second time he's made a mid-range jump shot.
Get a rebound. Suits, he'll go back up strong, draws the foul, and one opportunity for Jacob Suits.
Yeah, 12 rebounds for Jacob, and now 12 points, so double-double.
Jacob Suits at the line, shooting one.
Now, as it gets a little closer, do you look at Jacob, maybe go a little offense, defense, and try to move him to the bench a little bit? Coach Hesse's elected to keep him on the floor with 4 fouls.
Three is long from Tom Schock. They got the rebound.
Another winning play by Dominguez. Good offensive rebound.
Over in, Tom Schock again, that's off. Rebound to the hands of Jacob Suits. Down by 5, inside 4 to go. Long three, got it! And a big fist pump from Jason Suits. 2-point game.
Yeah, confident shooter. As a coach, that's a no, 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 no. Yes, great shot. A lot of confidence to take that and make that. This is the closest Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family has been since the opening bucket.
On the ground again. Pulled out of there by Howells-Dodge. I'll go down low to RJ up strong. Rebound into the hand of Sindelar, and then a hand check. That's going to be called on Jet Spear, and that is going to be Spear's 4th.
There you see Jason Suits pulling up. I watch it all the time. The red three-point line is a little deceiving for the high school athletes. You know, with it being the college, I think they kind of lose perspective of how far they're deep. That was from 25, 26 feet.
Timeout taken after the rebound by the Bulldogs. They are in the middle of a 6-0 run over the last 1 minute and 30 seconds. Howells-Dodge 0 of its last 4 from the floor. So things tightening up here in the fourth with 3:12 to go. We've got a 2-point game, and I don't think we've had a 2-point game since the first quarter. In fact, it was a 2-point game when it was 8-6. And now 40-38. Humphrey, Lindsay, for Holy Family slowly getting back into this. This would be a good time for you to relive these memories for a lifetime by getting a DVD copy of these state high school championships. To do so, you can order, call toll-free 800-868-1868, just $19.95 plus shipping and handling, or log on to our website at netnebraska.org/sports and follow the prompts. How about Jason and Jacob, the Suits twins from Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family? That was Keller. Keller. And here's Keller again.
Yeah, there's Jason with that big three. And then kind of the heat check to cut it to 2.
Tipped around and out, controlled by Suits. Inside to Jacob. Oh, nice move inside. Knotted at 40. 2:40 to go.
Yeah, they really needed the Suits experience and talent to take over in the fourth quarter, and you've seen that from both Jason and Jackson. It's kind of willed their team back to the tie.
And taken away the steal by Cooper Beller. First time we have been tied since it was 2-2. Jason drops it off to Frondhofer.
Both teams with 4 team fouls.
And stolen away, jumped the passing lane. Sindelar lays it in. Howells-Dodge regains the lead in a timeout taken by Kevin Janata.
A great anticipation by Blake Sindelar, kind of read the reversal pass. His team had really struggled scoring against the zone, so that was a big basket.
42-40, Howells-Dodge after that lay-in. That ended about a 2-minute scoring drought for the Jaguars. And Sindelar now leads Howells-Dodge with 13 on 6 of 18 shooting. The leading scorer in the game is Jacob Suits, who has 15. And there is Sindelar, who's had a terrific state tournament with 31 in the semifinals. He had 30 points in the quarters against Walt Hill, 61 down here, 13-7. The numbers here in the championship game. 2 minutes to go. Open three by Spear. Tied up, jump ball, and possession arrow. It will stay with Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family. Here's another look.
A nice job. All basketball.
Yep.
And then as Suits' foot was on the line, he was not touching the basketball, so nice job of not calling that out of bounds, and then ended up being a jump ball.
Suits with the travel. That last hop.
And now, got to maintain poise and composure at this stage of games. Both teams only 4 team fouls, so really probably free throws are not going to determine this one. Going to be the team that can execute best in the half court. Humphreys kind of extending that zone.
And Spear picks up his 5th personal foul.
Bulldog foul number 2, Jeff Spears. That's his 5th personal foul.
And now it's, I don't know Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family's complete defensive portfolio, but they're staying in the zone. You might have to go man here if Howells-Dodge starts to stall. They've certainly extended their 2-3, trying to, you know, get a steal, put a little pressure.
Into the Jaguars, number 14, Gavin Nelson.
Or certainly, you know, if they take more time off the clock, you could foul 2 times and put Howells-Dodge on the free throw line. But for Sindelar to have the ball in his hands a lot of this possession.
Good ball movement here for Howells-Dodge, double teamed at the top.
Where scouting comes into play. If you are going to foul, you know, who are the better free throw shooters that you may want to avoid.
And Jason Suits picks up the foul. That is just his first.
Bulldog foul number 22, Jason Suits, his first personal foul.
And that is 6 team fouls against the Bulldogs.
The other thing you want to make sure is you don't want to become in foul trouble just in case overtime exists.
Right.
You don't want to foul too much, like Spears took himself off the court by committing that 5th foul.
Time out on the floor.
The quick double team on Gavin Nelson draws the timeout from Kevin Giannata. 42.7 to go. You see Joe Hesse, who in his first year won a state championship with Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family, now back here 2 years later in his 3rd year playing for the title once again. Dad, Rick, was a longtime coach at Clearwater, as he still bounces things off from Stewart coach John Miller, and appreciative of the first opportunity he got from Chris Freeland at Dundee. And there's the tournament resume for the Bulldogs.
They give them a lot of credit. They were down 10 going into the 4th.
Yeah. So out of this timeout, if you're Joe Hesse, you jump into a different look right out of the timeout?
You know, it's really what you feel is your best trapping, you know, defense. If you feel like you can do that out of the man, if you feel like you can, you know, get that accomplished out of zone, you know, stay with what your kids are comfortable with. But, you know, you also have to, you know, talk to them about, hey, if we can't get a steal, we're going to have to foul. You know, here are a couple players that we would like to stay away from in terms of maybe a senior that's a good free throw shooter. You know, you certainly want to use mathematics as you're trying to improve your team's chances. Looks like they're going to stay in the zone. They'll just extend and trap out of this.
Sindelar with it. Tom Schock steps through that double team, and the foul called on the Bulldogs. So that will send Tom Schock.
He's 2 for 2 from the line so far in the state championship. Yeah, we talk all the time about every, you know, the margin is so small, like blocking out right now is, you know, so important for Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family. For Howells-Dodge making free throws.
So the front end of the 1-1 is off. 2-point game, 28 to go. The Bulldogs with it. Here is Suits. Keller with it. Off to Frondoffer. 15 to go. You think they want to get a shot off. Frondoffer drives in, reverse lay-in. Good by Sage Frondoffer. The sophomore has tied it. 7 seconds to go. Frondoffer goes to the floor, and a timeout. Joe Hesse could not have jumped any higher in the air to get the attention and try to call timeout. We'll see if they leave it at 1-1 on the clock, but they got the timeout. Frondoffer with a huge reverse and then forces the turnover on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think they will leave it at 1-1. You know, the refs were looking to see that both players have possession of it, where it would have been a jump ball versus, you know, I do think Humphrey got the timeout, but here you see the layup. Just great body control by Frondendorfer. You know, his first basket of the game, and that's a huge, huge basket. So 1.1 to go in our opening game here.
of state championship Saturday on NAT, and we are knotted at 42. And here's a look at the takeaway from Fondoffer, who forced that turnover.
Great hustle. Right there is where the timeout was. So 1-1, certainly time to catch and shoot. If you can get something going to the basket, you probably have time for one dribble. Howells-Dodge only has 14 fouls, but with only 1 second, fouling strategy would probably be pretty dangerous here, as you could get somebody in the act of shooting, trying to foul intentionally. You certainly don't want to foul a jump shooter.
So the inbounds, 1-1 to go. Tie game at 42. Tossed in underneath, puts it up and off. We've got overtime in D1.
A pretty good set play.
Good look
at the lob. Suits got a little push off to get the ball there, and this game probably deserves to play overtime. Let's play another 4 minutes and determine a champion.
So one more look with 1-1 on the clock.
Yeah, you see Suits here with a little bit of a push to create separation. Dominguez does a pretty good job just hanging in there, fighting, and just leaves it a touch short. Nice set play by Coach Hesse. There's another angle on it. It's a little battle for backside position. Terrific pass. That is not an easy pass over the top of a defender. Right on the money. It's a game of inches. We play on.
So that sends us into extra time here in Class D1. What a terrific comeback, though, in that fourth by Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family.
Yeah, give them credit. They have state championship pedigree, experience. We illustrated the Suits brothers, and they really came out in the fourth quarter and delivered a terrific fourth to get this game tied. And now foul trouble becomes maybe an issue. Spear is fouled out. Jacob Suits has 4. Neither team. Howells-Dodge only has 4 team fouls. So there's some advantages for Howells-Dodge in terms of how the first 4 quarters played out.
Brester and Suits will tip it up. Controlled by Howells-Dodge. Clearly going to let him play here in this overtime as Brester's shot is off. Step back off the front of the rim, a rebound to Jacob Suits. And Suits will go to the line.
Jaguars number 23, Blake Sindelar. His first personal foul.
Yeah, you see there, right on the elbow. That's Jacob Suits' 16th rebound. Has been really active, inside the lane. Jacob's more the inside. You saw Jason make 2 threes to cut that deficit in the fourth quarter.
First lead for Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family since it was 6-5 in the first.
See more of a 1-3-1 look here. They were in the 2-3 majority of the regulation portion of the game.
Dominguez kicks it back up top. Here's the drive by Sindelar, leans in, got it, and one opportunity for Blake Sindelar.
Yeah, really patient by Sindelar. Gets inside of the zone crease there. And that floater, that little mid-range game, takes a lot of skill, good touch.
Long rebound into the hands of Jacob Suits, who stayed with it. But terrific hustle there by R.J. Byer. Nearly had the offensive board. Oh, good drive by Suits. Right through traffic. Splits the defenders to lay it in.
They went to a high ball screen there. Just not a lot of help for Dominguez. Suits does a good job of attacking the rim for a right-handed layup.
Foul called on Suits. That's going to be his second. Jason Suits with his second.
That'll be the 9th team foul, so still in the single bonus.
So Sindelar has 15 in the game. Now 16 as the front end is good.
2 of 3 from the free throw line.
Both ends are good and back even at 46. Jacob Suits with it in his hand off the screen up top.
They're kind of face guarding Jason.
Foul called on
less help on dribble drives if you're going to decide to face guard a offensive player. That's only the 16th foul for Howells-Dodge, so it'll be baseline underneath.
And now Dominguez, who's done a nice job defensively for Howells-Dodge, has picked up his 4th. Stuck with it, didn't get it to go. Ethan Keller will shoot a couple.
Jaguar foul number 3, Lance Presser. That's his 4th personal foul. Team 7.
A nice pass by Jacob. There you see again of the grab on the elbow, putting Keller to the free throw line. Jason Suits hitting those 2 threes. They didn't have any threes in the first half. Has really kind of opened up their inside game. They've been able to really get the ball into the paint in the 4th quarter and so far in this overtime.
Second free throw rolls in there. 47-46 Bulldogs. We are halfway through this first overtime period. And a foul called on Sage Frondhofer. Frondhofer's 2nd personal foul.
Yeah, good aggressiveness. Frondhofer, got the still to end the regulation just a little late. Going to put Howells-Dodge on the free throw line for the double bonus.
First one rolls off for Sindelar. Second one is good. He's 4 of 6 from the line.
Here comes the high ball screen again. Good job by Dominguez getting over the top of it.
Suits spins down low, kicks it back up to Keller. Now right back to Suits. He's double teamed. Suits spins down low, loses it, and a foul. And that will put Jacob Suits at the line. And that is going to be the foul called on Dominguez, and that is his 5th, and Dominguez has fouled out. But what a job Dominguez did defensively on Suits.
Jacob Suits at the line, shooting 2.
Jacob has played this entire 4th with those 4 personal fouls, and now knocks down 2 big free throws to give the Bulldogs a 2-point lead, 49-47.
Humphrey staying in their zone, which they've played zone the whole game.
Right, the bounce pass inside, right into the hands of Frondhofer, and once again, terrific defensive job by Sage Frondhofer, the sophomore. 8th foul on Howells-Dodge. There'll be a 1-on-1 opportunity upcoming for Frondhofer.
Has yet to be to the free throw line. The Bulldogs are 9 of 13. The free throw line in the game.
Front end is off. Still a 2-point game. Inside a minute, a timeout taken by the Jaguars. Our first game of the day of Championship Saturday here on NET. Class D1 state title game going overtime, 49-47. Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family had not had a lead since the first quarter. They came roaring back from a 10-point deficit in the fourth to send this to overtime. You can watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Just download the free NET Nebraska app. You can watch Big Red wrap-up episodes, live web streams, player profiles on athletes. Just search for NET Nebraska in the App Store, or you can download it free at netnebraska.org/apps. Inside a minute to go.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Donata draws up. You know, playing against the zone's a little more difficult. Most teams have set plays they can run against man. Occasionally you'll have some sets to attack zones with. My guess is he kind of talked concepts on trying to attack a certain part of the zone, getting Sindelar, you know, maybe driving to the basket. I think the most important thing right now for Howells-Dodge is to make sure they go to the offensive backboard. They can get a rebound and a putback here.
Shot is off and the rebound, and immediately fouled is Jacob Suits, and Schutz will be at the line shooting 1-and-1. The foul on Byer.
That will be the 10th. You see a really nice pass.
Jacob Suits at the line, shooting 2.
RJ Byer just a little long.
So it is the double bonus.
And you start to feel a little bit of that state championship pressure.
3-point game. Largest lead of the game for the Bulldogs at 3. 35 to go.
Don't need a 3 here. You can take a 2.
That is a long 3, though, just off the bat. And the rebound again to Suits, who's been terrific on the defensive board.
Still plenty of time. 26 seconds. Howells-Dodge still has a timeout. Important to block out and rebound.
Jacob Suits at the line, shooting 2.
That's the big one. 4-point game. Both ends good for Suits. Long 3 on the way, off the back of the rim. And put up another one, that is long as well. The rebound into the hands of Frondoffer. And 15.8 to go. Back to the line go the Bulldogs, looking for their second title in 3 years.
Frondoffer at the line, shooting 2.
Yeah, really good fourth quarter. Kind of carried that momentum into overtime. Did a really good job of defensive rebounding in overtime.
Sindelar wanted a foul there. Instead it goes off of the Bulldogs. It will stay with the Jaguars. Time ticking down. Long 3 on the way, not going to be enough. Time runs out, and that's it. second state championship in 3 years for the Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs are your 2021 Class D1 state champions.
There is head coach Joe Essie, third year on the bench for the Bulldogs and has won 2 state titles. When we come back, we'll have medals and trophies to hand out for both teams. And we'll hear from the Jaguars head coach Kevin Janata when we come back on NET.
Sometimes you just have to be a little stronger, go a little farther, be a little tougher. This past year was a test to see if we could step up and weather the storm together. We are committed to push a little harder, go a little farther, lean into the challenge, and be tougher together. Aurora and you.
All this grass, all this mulch, all these projects to do. They all get done with the Kubota BX Series tractor. The Kubota BX Series. Kubota is a proud sponsor of Nebraska high school sports on NET. It's the crack of dawn, but it's never too early to get ready for hunting season. Acceleration, handling, and cargo room for work. The Kubota Sidekick. For more information and participating Nebraska Kubota dealers, KubotaNEsports.com.
Coverage of the 2021 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, and Nebraska Kubota Dealers. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Well, a notable comeback for Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family in that fourth. They come back and win it in overtime, 52-47. And now for medals and trophy presentation, Drew Dinker is on the mic.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Executive Director Jay Biller, NSAA Board of Directors Thomas Lee from Omaha Northwest, and Bob Drews from Holdridge. Here are the awards for runner-up, Howells-Dodge High School. Head coach Kevin Yonta and his assistants will present the silver medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 4, Aiden Meyer. Number 10, Oscar Dominguez. Number 14, Gavin Nelson. Number 20, Britton Sindelar. Number 21, Colton Klassen. Number 30, Kellen Fiala. Number 32, Connor Kreikmeyer. Number 42, Caleb Perrin. Number 44, Nathan Hageman. Number 3, Lance Brester. Number 22, RJ Beyer. Number 23, Blake Sindelar. Number 24, Andy Dominguez. And now for the senior, number 12, Jacob Tomchak. For these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2021 NSAA Class D1 State Basketball Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Howells-Dodge High School. And now to the champions, Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family. Head coach Joe Hesse, we have a special award for you. Coach Hesse and his assistants will present the gold medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 3, Easton Baumgart. Number 4, Aiden Vike. Number 10, Kyle Preister. Number 13, Alex Shemick. Number 15, Sage Frondorfer. Number 21, Paxton Bertrand. Number 30, Ashton Sims. Number 34, Dawson Freudenberg. Number 2, Jet Spear. Number 12, Cooper Beller. Number 22, Jason Sue. Number 24, Jacob Sue. Number 32, Ethan Keller. And for the senior, number 23, Zach Pfeiffer. Presenting the championship game ball from Farmers Mutual Insurance, Regional Director of Agencies, Tim Velo. And now for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2021 NSAA Class D1 State Basketball Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family.
Great comeback by Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family. They take home the state championship trophy and their second title in 3 years. Andy Kindy is backstage with Coach Chinata.
Here with Coach Chinata. Coach, you guys right there, and then Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family goes on a 12-2 run in that early part of the fourth quarter. What changed in that part of the game?
You know, first off, I want to say I'm proud of my boys for fighting all the way to the end. Hey, you got to give them credit. They have experience being down here. I mean, they won it 2 years ago. I think a third-place game last year. They didn't panic. I felt like maybe that fourth quarter we started playing not to lose instead of to win. It's been the haunting of a bad quarter all year, and we just threw a bad quarter up in the fourth. Yeah,
picked a bad time for it. But overall, what a terrific season for your guys. What will you remember most about this journey in the most strangest year of basketball I'm sure you've ever experienced?
You know, it's one of those things where, you know, talking last fall, we didn't know if we're going to have this season. So, you know, just proud of our guys. You know, we started the season 1-4, and nobody got down on each other, and we kept fighting. And we took steps, one practice, one game at a time, and we put ourselves in this position. And yes, it hurts now, but, you know, this is something you learn from. I mean, that's why we play the game. You learn from the joys of winning. You learn from the adversity from losing, and the guys are going to take this with them, and they'll learn from it.
And it will add another log to the fire, knowing that you only lose one senior in Tom Shock, correct?
Yeah, I got that already ready to talk to him about. You know, Jacob's done a nice job this year. Like I said, his nickname's Yap because he just does a great job of communicating. He's a great kid. We are going to miss him, but we do have a nice core coming back.
Well, congratulations on a terrific season. The Howells-Dodge Jaguars finished the year at 20-9 and one step shy of a state title. They're the runner-up in D1. We'll hear from Humphrey, Lindsay, Holy Family straight ahead.
Constellation is a natural gas supplier helping inspire young Nebraskans through hands-on learning. Constellation has given more than $290,000 to 4-H and FFA organizations across the state, helping support youth in your community with opportunities to achieve real-world success. Because we believe that powering communities means empowering our future leaders. With Constellation, a contribution to 4-H and FFA is in the stars.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What do you think about going to college?
I'm kind of scared.
I feel nervous a little bit. That's kind of a tough one. I'm not really sure yet.
I'm excited for college.
How are you going to pay for it?
To be honest, I don't really know.
That's actually a really good question.
So what if you had a friend you could ask?
This is Emma. She cares about her kids and our environment. And this is Nate. He loves his car and loves to drive. They both fill up with unleaded 88. Emma knows unleaded 88 reduces emissions from her vehicle. Nate knows unleaded 88 is approved for his engine and provides high-octane performance. They may think about fuel in different ways, but the fuel of choice for both Emma and Nate is unleaded 88. Engine smart, earth kind.
Coverage of the 2021 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by Aurora Cooperative, Nebraska Corn Board, and Constellation Energy. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Nets were taken down by the new state champs in Class D1, the Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family Bulldogs. They win it in overtime, 52-47. Let's take a look at some highlights from that important fourth quarter. And that was really the turning point. The Bulldogs just started getting more aggressive and more effective on the offensive end.
Yeah, there you see Keller, the 12 points all coming in the paint. And then those were the really big shots. You see Jason there, and then Jacob inside. I thought the 2 threes from Jason really opened the inside for Jacob. And then the biggest shot of the day was 15th-stage Frondorfer with the tying reverse layup.
Yep. Here's a look at the final numbers, and that 40% really coming primarily in the fourth. The only 2 3-pointers coming in the second half for Lindsay Holy Family. And as you said, that started to open things up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, 34 points in the paint. I thought they did a bit. Howells-Dodge did not shoot it as well from the 3-point line in the second half, and I thought that was a big point of the game. But generated 17 points off those turnovers. But taking the ball into the lane and then making some free throws were enough for Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family to capture the state title.
When we come back, we'll hear from the state champs. Stay with us.
After concussion, returning to the classroom is a priority of the NSAA. All brains return to learn. Not all brains return to play.
After recognizing that an athlete has suffered a concussion, it is important to monitor the symptoms in the classroom before allowing the athlete to return to extracurricular activities.
The NSAA requires coaches in all sports to take a concussion course once every 3 years.
More information is available on our website, nsaahome.org. Student athletes are students first, athletes second.
Have you heard about FAFSA?
It's like a form you fill out.
Fill it out and you get money for college.
Easiest way to get money for college, hands down.
FAFSA.
It's a life hack.
It's your way in.
So you want to help me pay for college? I'm down.
Heck yeah.
Definitely. How is this not trending on all the things?
It took me like 30 minutes to fill out.
So easy.
How much am I gonna get? This is a hidden gem.
Fill out your FAFSA.
FAFSA.
Drink water, buckle up, fill out your FAFSA.
My name is Dan O'Neill. I am an NET Foundation board member from North Platte, Nebraska. From the western edge of the state to Lincoln or Omaha is a long ways. So state wrestling, state basketball, volleyball, all those events, that truly I think brings the state together because there are just a lot of people that wouldn't be able to attend those events. Join me in supporting NET, Nebraska's PBS and NPR stations.
Bulldogs are champs for the second time in 3 seasons, 52-47 in the Class D1 state championship. Let's bring in the champs here with head coach Joe Hesse. Coach, I want to ask you about fourth quarter and beyond, from the point at the end of the third quarter to the end of the game, you outscored them 24-9. What was the difference down the stretch? Was it simply experience and getting good shots to fall?
I think there was some of that. We talked at halftime. We got some big guys, but Howells is really physical. They're a tough man-to-man team. We missed a lot of shots early, and we just weren't getting to the hoop, and we weren't finishing those possessions. We kind of put a little more emphasis on getting it in and being strong and finishing through some contact instead of fading away from it. Once these guys get a couple shots to fall, it's just kind of the momentum, everything else, everybody's just playing better. We just needed a couple to go, and then you knew that we'd have a shot.
Yeah, it kind of feeds onto each other. What about the Suits guys, the Suits twins? How important were they to the end of this game and the whole season as a whole?
It's hard to even put into words what they mean to this team. We definitely wouldn't be here if it weren't for those two. They work so hard. They're so talented, so skilled. They create a problem everywhere on defense. They're a problem on offense. We have a 6'5" point guard that they're face guarding at half court because they don't want him to touch the ball. There's not many teams that have weapons like these guys. And like I said, it took a little while to get it going. And big credit to Howells, man. That would like to mention, Coach Janata, Brabitz, I think Ruzik's the other guy. Those are great guys. And Blake and RJ, those guys are studs. And the rest of their teammates, they're really good kids. And bummed for them, but man, they put up a good fight.
Yeah, this season has been like no other. I'm sure you know that as well as anyone. How about the challenges of getting to this point and then ending the most strangest of years on top?
Do we have, I think we had maybe 3 guys that missed our first 2 weeks of practice with some COVID stuff, and then we really didn't have any hiccups with it, and I think it only cost us maybe 2 games on our schedule and 1 we got to make up. So that was weird, and it's kind of amazing, really. You look at the start of the year and you just think that's going to happen a little more often, and we were really fortunate, and that's a credit to kids and parents all over the state of Nebraska for doing the right things and making sure their kids can compete.
Well, congratulations. We're going to bring in some of your championship players here. Let's start with Jason Suits. Come on in, Jason. 13 points, 7 rebounds. These are all juniors. They only lose you. I think you only lose 1 senior, right? Yep, well, you've been here you've been here 2 years ago. What does this year feel like compared to the last time?
I don't know. It's definitely less pressure. I mean, I don't know. It was a little different because of all this COVID stuff, and but it was similar in a lot of ways to when we won it freshman year. I mean, we were 23-6 freshman year and we won, and we're 23-5 this year. So.
How were you able to keep your composure in that second half? I mean, you were down quite a bit, 9 at the half, and then you trailed, but yet you stayed the course.
We have all of our teammates were just telling us to keep our heads up, keep in the game because we know what we're capable of. So yeah, we have really great leadership out on the court, and I think that really helped.
How was it playing with your twin brother? Does he get in the way? I mean, you guys bumped heads once, I saw.
There's a few fights there, but it's a blast because we both love the game and we care about each other. We love each other, and sometimes it doesn't show, but it's definitely nice having 2 of us out on the court. That's for sure.
I think your coaches would agree. All right, hand that trophy to your brother, your younger brother, right? By 47 minutes, Jacob Suits, 24 points, 20 rebounds. What worked for you today?
I mean, we have a really good set of players on our team, and coaches really emphasized on getting the ball inside, and we hit a couple outside shots, so that really helped open up the middle, and we have a bunch of big dudes down there, and we did a better job of finishing in the second half.
Yeah, some teams may have packed it in. Being down as great a margin as you were, what allowed you to stay the course?
I mean, that's been sometimes a problem this year, and we just stick to do what we know how to do, and I mean, just a bunch of great players on this team that know how to make great plays.
Yeah, what is it like playing with your brother?
Like he said, it's not always civil, but it's a really fun time. I mean, we grew up doing this all the time, and to get 2 state championships with him, it's really a blessing.
Well, congratulations. You have a chance for a 3rd next year. Hand that trophy off to Ethan Keller. A couple big shots. All right, Ethan, 11 points, another junior. How does this feel to win a state championship after the year you guys had?
I mean, I guess I wasn't here for the first one we won, so this is like my first time really experiencing it. And I mean, it was worth every minute we put in.
I was going to say, how rewarding is it, not just today, but the entire season for what you guys had to deal with, the masks and the protocols, and at some points you probably didn't think that maybe this wouldn't happen, but now you're here. What has that journey been like?
I mean, practice stinks. There's a lot of times we just don't want to do things that we have to do, and it was all for this, and I mean, it was definitely worth everything, yeah.
What does it mean for Humphrey and Lindsay Holy family, the communities there, to bring back a state trophy?
Well, I know, well, we have like one other one, not 2019, but we haven't really won a whole lot of basketball championships. Yep. And I mean, we've put so many banners on the wall in the last few years that it's really nice to see us starting to become one of those big names now. So,
well, congratulations, you guys deserve it. Lindsay Holy family, Humphrey, Lindsay Holy family, the Bulldogs 52-47 as they are your Class D1 state champions. The Bulldogs' second title in the last 3 years.
Participating in multiple Nebraska high school activities has taught me the value of teamwork.
I learned how to be a strong leader among my peers.
We set goals as a team and work hard to accomplish them.
I strive to excel not only in the classroom, but on the playing field.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities for our member high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.